Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Prestige Path Podcast. I'm your host, Franklin Oyaro Moguche. Today in studio, Toxic CEO Roster Duma. Bwana Roster Duma, welcome to our studios.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oyaro Franklin.
How was your journey to here? I'm aware it was raining. I don't know if it affected you.
The rain was a little bit challenging, but I'm glad I'm right here with you right now.
All right. Thank you again. First things first.
Yes.
Tell us about the brand. Like what is Toxic? How did it even come to be from the baby steps to where you are right now?
Okay, what I can say, Toxic is a brand inspired generally by the society. I do believe the society is made up of people who maybe want to hear bad about someone, people who want to talk bad about someone, people who want to just see your downfalls. So I decided to come up with a word that will describe the society in general. That's why I came up with the word toxic. And starting the brand, I was inspired by this guy, Nairobi West Sneaker. When he was still Nairobi West Sneaker, he had a brand, La Beast. He made me believe in local brands, like we can have our own brands and that can sell. Yeah, that is how I started the brand.
Okay, that's quite an interesting insight. And at least I know someone is behind the force, and I believe is a very good. I believe he trended. I think the Corona time.
Yeah, Corona time, exactly.
Yeah, he used to trend a lot.
Yeah.
How did you validate your idea before launching Toxic?
What I can say is I did thorough research. I first had to know what the people want, like who will I be dealing with, like the interests of my customers. And when I knew what I should serve them is when I launched the brand.
Okay, that's actually good. Some research involved will always serve, right?
Yeah.
So what were the biggest challenges in the early stages? Because, when starting a brand, people might get like, if you watch videos on YouTube, there is actually people who make the negative part of the starting a clothing brand videos. Someone may say in 2025, for example, t-shirt brands or hoodie brands don't make sense at all because people are into this type of style. It goes with style. So I hope that was not one of the challenges, but I would like to hear part of your story. What were the challenges during the early stages?
I can say some of the challenges that I encountered while starting the brand. Number one, I'll say like fashion being very competitive, and my brand had a very weak identity, so like making the sales was a little bit difficult. Making sales, like having a brand, like people don't know about your brand, so making sales was a little bit difficult because of the weak identity. My second challenge, I say funds. As a young man who is still trying to make ends meet, so like funds, like to have the cash flow, to get the capital, manufacture the brand, sell and get the capital back plus profit was a little bit challenging when starting the brand. So like most of the times I had to use my extra money that wasn't even budgeted for the brand so that I can push the brand. Another challenge also was like setting the price. Setting the price for the customers. People know about Givenchy, people know about Burberry, people know about this Gucci. This bigger brand. So like today Roster Duma have come with a brand and we want to sell the same price with this bigger brands. So it was a little bit difficult. Yeah. Those are some of the challenges that I incurred.
I've heard about the part when we are talking about capital. How did you fund? Like what was the primary source of funds for your clothing brand?
If I'm to be honest, I'll say my dad.
Your father?
My dad is the one who funded the idea. But like, I could go to him each and every time. Sometimes I just have to figure out some ways to generate cash.
Like chipping into your own pocket?
Yeah, exactly. But my dad was my biggest support.
Okay, when you're starting a clothing brand, you have to start with a particular type of clothing, either a t-shirt or hoodie or even a shirt. So what was your first product and why did you choose that as your first product?
T-shirt.
A t-shirt?
T-shirt, because I believe t-shirts like sell so much. They are highly demanded and like they display the brand well.
Were you your first model? Like you are the one who was putting on this shirt, going to the streets? Because I've seen your audience has grown to quite a really good number. How long ago did you start your brand, by the way?
2022.
2022. 3 years down the line, and you are doing immense. There is immense success, I can see.
Okay, the brand started 2022 when I was still in high school, but I got into action 2023 after I joined university.
Okay, so now into growing the brand. The strategies, what strategies helped you gain your first loyal customers? Were they your friends? How did you gain your first loyal customers? That this person bought a t-shirt or a hoodie from you and they would want to come back again and again and again. So
Mr. Franklin, I'll say when I was starting, I had first to put a lot of things on offers. Like I had to sell a lot of things at a cheaper price first.
True.
To gain the loyal customers you're talking about.
Okay.
So a lot of offers at that time, even deliveries were free. See? So like it was a little bit easy to get these customers you're talking about. Yeah. Plus having friends who will share your work or your products. Yeah.
So when you're talking about like you said, your first production was t-shirts.
A t-shirt.
And that was the first product that you sold. But a lot of t-shirts brand are the incoming t-shirt brands. There's also the ones that are already famous. So in that saturated market where a lot of people sell different brands of t-shirts, other people are importing. So what differentiated you from the saturated market of t-shirt production and sales?
I get you, Franklin. I'll say authenticity and simplicity of the brand.
Okay.
It's like kind of unique. Like my brand, I can say is very, very unique from like the other brands. So it's so easy to differentiate Toxic with the other brands.
Okay, so can you explain briefly just how did your brand go into a breakthrough? Like there's always a point where you blow up all of a sudden.
Exactly.
You woke up one morning and so like how did the breakthrough go for you? Like when did it happen and how did it happen?
I'll say in 2023 still, after I released the second Toxic merchandise.
Okay.
I was so glad because the success was immense. I sold a lot of t-shirts and in a week I could sell over 300 t-shirts.
Oh, quite insane.
Like my schoolmates, my course mates, my friends, were highly supporting at the moment, 2023, around May to August, which was like the business was at the peak.
So who is the biggest influencer that you have worked with?
I'll say Zipi Waweru, like a great fashion icon from Nairobi. She's doing great. I've also worked with Babu Latif. He was Mr. Kirinyaga University 2018-2019. There's also Ayuma. She's who she thinks she is too, and a person who has also helped me sell a lot of t-shirts. Yeah, those are some of the influencers I've used.
Have you ever done any partnerships?
Partnerships, I'll say partnerships that I have is with the manufacturing partners. The place where I manufacture the brand. They're my great partners. They also produce their own brands, but they're very supporting to my brand too.
Okay, so let's move on now to sustaining the brand. After growing the brand, now we have to make it balance. You have to balance your customers. You have to keep them coming back. How do you maintain quality and consistency as you scale upward? That is
quality. I'll say praises to the manufacturing partners.
Okay.
All praises to them. The one who handle the quality of the brand.
True.
They will always produce the best quality that I want and that serves the customers.
So what are the key principles now? What can't you compromise about? If it goes wrong like this, you'll say, no, this is not how my brand should appear to the people. How do you deal with such?
Okay. Yeah. I'll say in Toxic, the material, first of all, the material that I use in t-shirt, though they vary. Like for instance, in hoodies, there is light material hoodies, which are a bit cheaper, and heavy material hoodies that are a bit expensive. So key principles, it depends. Okay, the logo says it all.
So do you have a team working for you?
Absolutely. I had one. I had a team of 6 when I was starting the brand, but I lost all of them midway. And right now I have a brother, Shakes, who has been my greatest supporter, a person who helps in marketing. We are just a team of 2.
Okay,
to be honest.
It's actually good that you've stayed with a person who holds your hand to the end. You're going to go far, my friend. So, how do you handle creative burnout or stay inspired? How do you stay inspired?
Exactly. You know, one thing I always tell myself is I stick to why I started the brand.
True. Yeah.
No matter what I go through, no matter the challenges that I face, I'm always not shaken. I know that I have goals that must be achieved. So no matter the situation, I just have to keep going. Yeah.
So talking about the going of the business, what systems or routine keep it going? Like you wake up in the morning, you think about your brand. Sometimes you don't feel like doing anything, shooting content, but you still have to keep going. What inspires you to keep going?
First of all, like the system that I use to keep my brand going first is like producing like countless of products, like producing countless of t-shirts, countless of hoodies.
Sure.
At my free time, I'll just go to the manufacturing company, produce some t-shirts so that I can reduce delaying of deliveries.
So let's get into now the most critical part. You know, a lot of people will be watching this, people who have brands that in some point of their life might have experienced shortcoming, and maybe they said, let me put a pause to this, or let me do something else as I venture into clothing, starting a clothing brand slowly. What advice would you give, or what do you wish you knew before you get into the actual advice? What do you wish you knew before starting your clothing brand?
What I can say is, it's not always as easy as it appears.
Okay, how do you define success?
To me, I'll say I'm successful if when my brand is known countrywide and maybe all over the world. Maybe the time when I'll be receiving like countless orders. Yeah, and maybe when I'll have like immense cash flow.
Well, that's that's the most important thing in business, actually. Cash flow, to have money coming into your brand and living the most appropriate way. So, what's one myth about entrepreneurship you'd like to debunk, like you want to do away with it?
People say that if a product is good, then it should sell itself. To me, it's a no. Even if the product is good, proper marketing is required. Without proper marketing, your product is good for nothing.
So your marketing is one of the ways that your brand can sell.
Exactly. Proper marketing is required.
And in the digital era, you just have to market because all your customers are always online, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. What or who has been the biggest influence on your entrepreneurial journey?
I'll say Jerry Lorenzo, the founder member of Fear of God. I'm a great fan of that guy. He's a great fashion designer.
Yeah, I hope it reaches him, so one day you are going to collaborate. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to start a clothing brand today? As you know, we are facing a lot of challenges, and the tax, has been going up by the financial year. So what's the best advice can you give to someone who wants to start a clothing brand today?
What I can advise them is, first, ask yourself if you really want to do it. And if yes, you want to do it, stay focused. Everything is possible. Don't be shaken. Challenges are part of the game. Your challenges are just a setback, not your downfall. So, yeah, just stay focused and locked in. Everything is possible. You can achieve everything, provided you stick to your goals.
That's actually something very solid. If any of our viewers would want to ask a question, you can ask down in the comments below, or you can DM me. I'll drop all his socials so that you guys can go check him out. Buy and buy and buy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Franklin Oyaro. I'm so much privileged and honored to be here with you today at the Prestige
Path
Podcast.